Hello everyone, welcome to the Halloween Collaboration 25. I'm very excited to show you my pour, and I'm very excited, seeing all the other pours. But before I tell a little bit more, I want to tell a little bit about my video. My video is inspired by two artists. It's Art of Chest Jacket and it's Nicole Martin from Pure Pour by Nicole. So I will link both my inspiration videos into my description box so you have, what I'm coming from. But I wanted to combine both techniques and you will see. As you see here, I have some Halloween stencils, which I bought in Amazon, and that was a pack of 50 designs, and I've chosen the designs I like the best for Halloween. And now I'm just using a marker and I'm drawing the lines along the stencils, as you can see. And this technique I've seen with Rebecca from Art of Chest Jacket. It's basically similar like the droplet technique, but Rebecca uses stencils and she makes nice designs. She makes bowls and stuff like this. So it's very nice. And here I've drawn my designs and I can get rid of my stencils. So if the camera is not always perfect, I am holding this in one hand and then I'm taking off the stencils, and there you can see that I didn't draw too accurate. So later on I will draw the lines again so everything is sorted. I'm very excited about this collaboration, and I have to say thank you, Claire from Claire's Crafty Corner, because I think it's always very great that she supports also the smaller channels. And yeah, thank you, Claire, for always taking your time with all of us and supporting us. Anyway, I'm here busy with taking my stencils off with the house. I also had to draw some extra lines. So you see, I'm not very accurate in doing stuff like this. Some people might think this, but sometimes not 100% perfect. But I thought for Halloween, it doesn't need to be perfect. It can be a little bit not so accurate, and yeah. Actually, also this hat is my favorite design. I really adore this hat, and I can soon continue. And I will draw here some UV resin into these spaces. You see, I go into there, and this is what Rebecca did. It's, like I said, similar like the driplet technique with the dots. And I just follow the design of my stencils. So I'm now doing the lower part of the head, of the witch's head. I already did the cat, I did the castle, I did the pumpkin. And then I will take my UV light in a second and I just let my resin harden. What I need to say at this point, I think I let my resin harden under the UV light for circa 2 minutes. It was too little. With these sort of molds, and I use here the square mold from MoldsandShapes, it's a mold that's not transparent, then you need to really let your resin cure much longer under the UV light. Otherwise it's sticky. And when I demolded my resin, my UV resin was still a little bit sticky. So you either make a clear layer of resin before into your mold, or you let your resin cure really like 5 minutes or something. Now you see me using the UV light. I have the UV resin and the UV light from Let's Resin. So thank you again, Let's Resin, because they supported me with this. And here I have some chameleon pigment, which I brushed into the mold, and it's a pressed chameleon pigment from Petra Jungblut. And this shifts from a greenish, goldenish tone to a purple tone, and it's very beautiful. So you see me using a sponge, and I'm doing my design with the sponge and the chameleon pigment. And with the head, you see this little hole there. Actually, while I was doing this, while I was brushing, filming, I didn't realize there was a hole. And it's so big, but I don't understand why I didn't realize it. But anyway. You also see that I didn't clean the mold still yet, because I still want to brush into the house and the pumpkins. There I will use a pigment from UV Resin, which I also use for the cat, and it's a chrome pigment in black. And now I finished doing all my painting with the chameleon pigments and with the chrome pigments, and I cleaned my mold as good as possible. And then I can go for a further step, but look at this. It's very beautiful, and I'm very curious about, about my next step and how it's gonna work. So coming to the next step, this is inspired by Nicole from Pure Pore by Nicole, and I wanted to do a sort of Larima blob or blub technique, blob. Sorry. And yeah, I did one thing wrongly, because I'm using here for this effect the enoki, and I added some of the great purple, and the great purple was just too strong. I mixed too much into this resin, so my other colors cannot peek through, so that was a big mistake. But yeah. Let's continue, and you will see later in the end result. It's still pretty, but yeah. So when you do this and you want to color your resin, I still need to do this pour again with less of the grape purple, because I want to try it again in a video. But don't do it so opaque. This was my big mistake. But anyway, now I'm spreading out my resin, because yeah, you have those bumps from the design from the UV resin, and yeah, it's not spreading out everywhere, so I need to spread out a little bit this resin. And it's sometimes also a challenge to pour exactly the same amount of resin into your mold, but yeah, I tried my best. So my next color is the froggy green, or frog green. It's a neon pigment from Etta Art, and I poured I mixed it like this, that I poured some powder first in my cup, then I used some alcohol, and then I mixed my resin in there, because otherwise the powder doesn't dissolve. And now I'm going here with these loops, and this is what Nicole does when she uses a shallow mold. That's what I thought, and I've seen in a short video of her, but I will link her channel or her Larima blob effect anyway, so you will see. So I thought I'd go with this green, and I was hoping that the green would peek through, but like I said, we will see in the end result. It's a beautiful green tone. I really love this. And I love those neon pigments from Etta Art very, very much. So my next color is also neon pigment, and it's a violet tone. I forgot the exact name at the moment, but it's a violet tone, and I thought this might be nice as well. So I'm going in those circles as well, in those little loops, till my resin is gone, till everything is sorted. So I really also need to watch that my resin, that my molds are not getting too full. So I estimated a little bit how much resin I need to use. And here I have the pigment drops in white. And again, I also added some interference pearl, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm going in loops, and I'm doing this for all the coasters. So there's gonna be a playlist which Claire does, and the play link of this collaboration is also in my description box. So please check out all the other amazing artists, and there are gonna be a lot of artists, I'm sure about it. Just check them out, and I'm sure there will be brilliant pours, brilliant ideas for Halloween, and yeah, it's always exciting. And like I said, it's always exciting when Claire's organizing these collaborations. And again, Claire, I'm very grateful for it. So I'm still busy with my loops. It takes a while. And in between, I always put some clear resin on top, like you see there, and make sure that my molds are full. And now the last one where I'm doing exactly the same thing. So I'm very curious how my end result is going to be, how this whole thing is going to look like. And I was so happy about one of Rebecca's pour with using the UV resin. And when I saw her video, I already could, imagine what I would do with this technique. And then I thought, in combination with Nicole's technique, it will be perfect. So sometimes it's really nice to be inspired by other artists, so you can get your own ideas. You can look forward, and you don't need to pour exactly the same thing. You just do something else. And yeah, and I think this is what art's about and what inspires us all. And then we go even further, and even maybe my video will inspire you to something else. And this is how we all grow and how we all get more experienced. And yeah, I just wanted to say this. Anyway, it's the next day. They are cured. I thought they are cured. And let's have a look. The normal resin is proper cured. It's not bendy anymore. And here for the cat, it's brilliant because the black I only brushed onto my mold, and only the eyes I used the UV resin for the cat. But look at my Larimar blob. You cannot see much, but you can see a little bit of structure. So if I would have not done it so opaque with the color, I guess the green and the other purple would have been able to see, but they are not. And there you see my hole, and I could also touch that the UV resin wasn't completely cured. So I was putting a lamp over these. I did this off camera so the surface would cure again a little bit more, and then I also made a top layer, but this will come in a second. But look at these. I really adore them. I love the idea. It's a brilliant idea. Okay, my lines are not perfect, the silver lines, but like I said, for Halloween, I don't mind. And now the house, and I really adore this as well. And you see also this little speck of the UV resin, it's uncured, and that's a problem. Yeah, I didn't expect this, but there you go. Anyway, coming to the next step, and I only show you one coaster. I was asked how I do my my top coating. I have here some resin. I'm using here the Ultra Cast resin. I added some of the Psycho Gold from Laura's Art Corner, and I'm just spreading out my resin. What I did underneath my coaster, I added some PVA glue. So I let it dry, and then I could do my top layer, which you see here. I'm sorry for the light, but this was early in the morning and the light conditions weren't so good, but I hope it's fine for you. But you can already see that the coasters get so much more depth with the top layer. And now I'm just showing you the PVA glue, and it's perfect when you want to do this. You just see that you find a start to peel it off, and then you can just yeah, take it off. And I think it's much better than using latex. And I really, you see how easy it goes. And it goes almost by one piece, and then you don't have too much work by peeling this whole thing off. And look at this. Really adore these. And now there's going to be the final result. And you see those sparkling and those, yeah, amazing coasters which have so much depth, and they were so much fun to do. So thanks again also to Rebecca and to Nicole for the inspiration. Thanks Claire for the collaboration, and please guys check out the playlist and yeah, just watch or switch over to the other artist. Thank you guys for watching and take care. Bye bye.